Hey everybody, Nathan Peterson here, OCD and anxiety specialist. I'm doing something today. I'm going through Reddit. You know, the forum where people ask their questions about OCD and all that. I'm just gonna start scrolling down and answer your questions. See if we'll run into some reassurance, see if I can answer them, see what's going on. So let's get to it. I'm just gonna refresh this, start right at the top. Some of these are probably gonna be hard to read, and I'm not gonna read them all. I'm kind of looking for the shorter ones here. I don't know what I did to be born with this disorder. First off, I don't even have to read this. Guys, OCD is a difficult thing to experience, but like, you can still live the life you wanna live. You didn't do anything wrong to be born with this disorder. Your parents didn't do anything wrong. We know this is there's a genetic component there. What it tells me about somebody who experiences OCD, that OCD attacks the thing that they really care about the most. So you think about whatever it is, you're a good person. You're somebody that cares about others. You're smart. Majority of the people, if not all, I've ever met with OCD are just like the brightest people. Don't be hard on yourself if you have it. Just know that there is hope. There are ways out. Use these forums to your benefit in a positive way, not for reassurance. What is the weirdest thing you did that made you realize you probably had OCD? Struggling with trusting your memory, 23 minutes ago. All right, over and over again, I keep checking certain things that I've done over 1,000 times, even though I have the memory in my head, but I've got to check it at least 10 more times that I've locked the door or put my phone in the right place. It's driving me insane. Man, we already know OCD is the doubting disorder or disease. It does not matter how many times you might check this thing. It's gonna keep popping up, and it's gonna create even more rules for you. Do it this way, do it this way. Start taking pictures of it. Are you sure you locked it? Are you sure you checked it? You didn't lose your wallet, did you? What we try to do instead is resist that compulsion to go check again. Instead of saying, no, I already checked it. No, I did it. No, let me go check the picture of me, whatever. No, we're gonna sit there. We're gonna say, man, I love it. Love this feeling. Maybe something bad will happen because I didn't check it one more time. I don't know. Maybe it's actually unlocked. Maybe not. My goal is to be uncertain about it. Trust in myself, even though I don't feel like it. Trust it. A lot of the times the catastrophes we think are going to happen don't often happen. And that's not for reassurance, but that's to say, hey man, I'm willing to risk it. I've left my door unlocked. I've left the stove on all night and I woke up in the morning like, oh, look at that little flame there. It's happened. It happens. Yes, there's the catastrophes, but I'd rather live my life day after day after day after day, trying to trust in myself. Trust comes from being uncertain more than checking because your brain's not sure and you're willing to risk it. You're trusting, you're faking it till you make it pretty much, feeling uncomfortable, and it's gonna stop telling you to go check because you're choosing to not check. You're teaching it something different. I know you're telling me this, but I'm not going back. Let's see what the comment is. If checking is a compulsion, you should probably don't want to do it. There you go, man. Great answer, that is it. Blurting out insults to other people. Yes, this is actually, I don't know if I've ever made a video about this. Does anyone have the fear of blurting out insults to other people? How to do ERP for this fear. So what we often do, everyone is so different. Talk to your therapist, don't listen to me, you gotta do your own thing. They go out to those places where they feel like they might blurt something out and they go practice being there. They don't hold their mouth, they don't try to protect, they don't try to do anything different, no compulsions, and they practice it. Maybe I'll say something, maybe I won't. What if something actually pops out? Well, then it does. We have to be willing to risk that. Often it's with some smaller places, maybe a small cafe, maybe a grocery store, maybe a church event, whatever it is. And you build up and you build up. Some people might have in their brain, maybe I'll say something, maybe I won't, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Sometimes people say, I hope so. I hope this comes out of my mouth. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'd be super embarrassed, but cool, hope it happens. Man, it can feel very tough. We're willing to risk it because if not, life just gets shrinker and shrinker and shrinker. That's not the right term, but it shrinkers. Roommate has a friend staying for 2 weeks and is using the bathroom too. I'm panicking. I don't even have to read it. But I made a video about this just recently. People are going to be exposed to things that they're not prepared for, they're not ready for. You kind of don't have a choice. 2 weeks. They're gonna be there. You could sit there and panic, or you could do an exposure. Exposure means I'm planning this out. I want them to use that darn bathroom, man. I want them to get it all contaminated, get it all dirty. I'm trying to see if the contamination's the thing. Yep, I want them to use it. And after they use it, I want to go in there and give it a big hug. Oh, I love this place. This is so great. I'm so glad I had this opportunity to practice it, because what other times are people going to be using my bathroom? Or I could sit there and I could avoid for 2 weeks. No, that's not the life you want to live. If you're even writing it here, so let's do something about it. I know I make it sound easy, but if we plan this ahead, here are all the compulsions I think I'm gonna wanna do. I'm gonna really practice not doing that. Here's my alternative. I'm gonna sit there in my room and I'm gonna write out, I hope they use my bathroom. I hope they make it really dirty. That would be amazing. Whatever I need to do, and with a huge smile. How can I take value away from this thing? Well, I don't use swear words, so I'm not going to talk about that one. Can't stop with my intrusive thoughts. Throughout the summer, I have been cringing at my past mistakes. Stupid things I did when I was younger. Yeah, we all do it. We all do it. Some people are easier to get over it, some people not. I say we learn through the experience. We obviously know something better now than we did back then. OCD doesn't care. It wants to hold on to it, make it a big deal. A what if? Something bad could happen now. We're willing to change the reaction we have to this story by sometimes just writing it out, exactly what it was, and say, what did I learn from this experience? Also, if there's any uncertainties about it, maybe something bad will happen now, maybe not. Let me think about it, because you can't stop thinking about it. Let's think about it. Cool, let's let it be there. If it wants to stay, it can stay. If it wants to leave, it can leave. Is ERP effective if you don't have many compulsions? Yeah. You don't have to have compulsions to do ERP. A lot of people actually don't think they're doing compulsions when a simple compulsion is just pushing a thought away. A lot of compulsions that people tend to do is either pushing a thought away, asking for reassurance. They might not be too many physical compulsions here. I see reading from their thing says, from what I've read about ERP, it's mainly used in disproving compulsions. Well, it's not really disproving compulsions, because that naturally kind of happens. The brain's like, wait, nothing actually happened. But there's always that chance. And that's not to trigger anybody, but that's the whole idea of maybe not, is to say, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be right. Most of the time I'm gonna be right, but I'm willing to risk it. If something's causing anxiety for me to go face, I'm gonna go face it. There's the exposure part. And it's also being honest with compulsions. Sometimes just rumination's a compulsion. I'm just problem solving. I'm thinking through it, trying to find an answer. Hey, here's a positive one. ERP has done it again after continuous and strenuous practice of ERP, which is not very easy, but the right decisions hardly ever are. I've made quite the improvement. I'm less nervous and anxious than I was before. Look at that. It works. It works. I love that they said continuous and strenuous. You gotta do it a lot. It's hard. A lot of people do ERP 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, once a week, and they're like, that's not working. It's not working because it actually has to be pretty continuous. Good job to this person, sharing a win. I love that little badge or flare or whatever they call it. Hey, there's another sharing your win. My OCD attacking the people that I love, or am I just a weirdo? I can already see a little bit of reassurance asking in here. So if you're ever gonna write on a forum or ask a question of some kind, a lot of the times, in my opinion, if it's over a few sentences, it often is a compulsion. And you know why? Because you're adding more details to it. You're adding more context. You got to add as much context as you can so they can give you a good idea or good thought. So you might think about that when you're writing. Obviously, it's not always the case. Some people just like to talk, but you might think about that as you're asking questions. Randomly remembering a message I sent to another guy years ago. My brain is trying to make it out as cheating. There's a lot of real event OCD that I typically see. Because you know what? We can have thoughts like this just normally, even without OCD. And it's like, uh-oh, is that cheating? That's something I did a long time ago? But the brain's like, this is serious now, where we're at in life. That thing you did back then, probably not the best. So let me make sure that you're a good person now because of that thing. And it's the same as we talked about earlier. We're not trying to make sense of it. We're not trying to change it. We're just accepting life as it is. Whatever it was is what it was, but we're living life here. So what are we gonna do now? We can use exposures for something like this as well. Accidentally left the door open when I peed and now I'm panicking. I just have so much trouble with things being gross and it's stressing me out. Is the air contaminated now? Should I just move out? I don't blame you for asking these questions. Let's see if people gave reassurance. So, sit with the discomfort and see that you're gonna be fine. Ooh, no, not that part. Because you don't know if you're gonna be fine. Maybe it's contaminated, maybe it's not. The whole world has germs. For those of us with contamination, we have to learn to live with that fact. Yes, good job. It's hard as helpers, as people, we wanna help other people. We wanna give them good advice. Why would the air be contaminated? Come on. just move on. But for OCD, it feels so real. Do you want to participate in our study? You know how many people come into my Facebook group? I have a study I want people to participate in. And I actually don't let them post it just because I don't feel like a lot of them are real or accurate. I'm curious what kind of information they're trying to get out. Graphic imagery. The worst part of my OCD are graphic images in my mind that just pop out of nowhere. Does anyone have any good coping skills for this? Sometimes these images, they're so distressing and they're so gruesome and they're so gross, and our job's not to put value on it. We're not saying they're good. We're not saying they're bad. None of it. We're just saying a thought is a thought. It could be a butterfly. It could be something super gruesome. We're gonna say they're the same. And the way we're doing that is by saying, hey thought, you're welcome to stay if you want. You're welcome to leave if you want. You have no value unless I give you some value. Oh yep, there's that thought again. Cool thought, bro. So there's some of those responses we give to it. If there's specific things that make these thoughts come up more often, those end up kind of being the exposures. Let me go read this book again. Let me go watch that clip. Let me go whatever. If it's actually something you want to do as part of your life, I like watching true crime stuff and I want to keep doing it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let the thoughts come, because if we say I need to get rid of these thoughts, they're gonna just keep coming. So this was good to kind of look through this forum and to see people are seeking help, people are sharing wins, people are asking reassurance. You're gonna get a mixture of all of it. You can use this stuff to your benefit. I hope it made you feel a little less alone in this journey. And if you think I should do this again, let me know down in the comments. There's more videos here for you to watch. I'd love for you to go see them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.